J sanskar. Till the time we have discussed about sex determination, we have told that there are 23 chromosomes. Each chromosomes are equal, but 23rd pair of chromosomes, in male there is a XY, in female there is a XX. So male is the one who is going to decide the sex of the individual one. Then we have also discussed about evolution, how evolution take place. We have already discussed that evolution is long process. It is not a year or 2 year journey. It takes millions of years to get changes. Okay, so in this segment we are going to discuss about acquired and inherited traits. There are certain traits which are acquired. Acquired, that means it is beneficial for one or another reason, or inherited, that is we are getting inherited from our fathers or forefathers. We discussed the idea of germ cell of sexually reproducing populations are made in specialized reproductive tissue. So reproductive tissues are playing important part in sexual reproduction. If the weight of beetle is reduced because of starvation, then that will not change the DNA of germ cell. Therefore, low weight is not a trait that can be inherited by progeny of starving beetles. So, ભૂખ જે છે એના કારણે જો વેઇટ ઓછું થાય તો એનું જરૂરી નથી કે એના પ્રોજેની કે યંગ વન્સ છે એ પણ એવા થિન બોડી ટાઈપના જ હોય. ઇનફ ફૂડ મળશે તો ચેન્જ થશે, બિકોઝ આ ચેન્જના કારણે રિપ્રોડક્શનની અંદર કોઈ રિપ્રોડક્ટિવ ઓર્ગનના જે ટિશ્યુઝ છે એની અંદર કોઈ ચેન્જીસ આવ્યું નથી. સેમ ગોઝ વિથ માઇસ. એવું થાય કે ઉંદર છે એની તમે પૂંછડી કાપી લો, દરેકે દરેક 3 થી 4 જનરેશન સુધી તમે પૂંછડી કાપતા જાઓ, છતાંય એના યંગ વન્સ જે બચ્ચા જન્મે એ પૂંછડી સાથે જન્મે, બિકોઝ એના રિપ્રોડક્ટિવ ઓર્ગન્સ કહીએ કે એના ડીએનએની અંદર કોઈ જાતનો ચેન્જ આવતો નથી. So this is the reason why the ideas of heredity and genetics that have discussed earlier are so essential for understanding evolution. Charles Darwin, who came up with the idea of evolution of species by natural selection in 19th century, could not work out the mechanism. It is ironic that he could have done so if he had seen significance of experiment. His Australian contemporary Geiger Mendel was doing, but then Mendel too did not notice Darwin's work as relevant to his. So there is a scientist, આપણે ઓબ્વિયસલી મંડેલ વિશે ઘણી બધી ડિસ્કશન કરી, કેવી રીતે એણે ગાર્ડનની અંદર પી પ્લાન્ટ જે હતા એના ઉપર રિસર્ચ કર્યું અને ડાર્વિને આખું ઇવોલ્યુશનરી ચાર્ટ આપ્યો. ડાર્વિને આખું સમજાવ્યું હાઉ ઇવોલ્યુશન ટુક પ્લેસ. બટ બેના જે વિચાર છે એ સેમ નથી. દેર ઇઝ અ મોર કોન્ફ્લિક્ટ્સ. સો બે એકબીજાના વિચારને ફોલો કરતા નથી. સ્પીશીશન. So what could be the factors that are affecting and how new species is being generated? So એવું બે ચાર એક્ઝામ્પલ લઈએ. એવું થાય કે બે પર્ટિક્યુલર એક જ કોમ્યુનિટી છે, બરાબર. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ આપણે લઈ લઈએ મુસ્લિમની અંદર એવું છે, there is a Shia and there is a Sunni. તો આ બેની અંદર ક્રોસ મેરેજ, although both are Muslim but marriages are prohibited. સેમ ગોઝ વિથ આપણે બીટલ્સની વિચાર કરીએ કે એક ટાઈપની બીટલ્સ છે એ બીજી ટાઈપની બીટલ સાથે જો રિપ્રોડ્યુસ ના કરે, then it creates speciation. Speciation also take place because of genetic material, environment. Since in this case genetic material is similar but environment is different, therefore it will lead to different kind of offsprings. We have seen so far microevolution, that means the changes are small. Even though they are significant, also they simply change the common characteristics of particular species. But this does not properly explain as how new species came to existence. That can be said to have happened only if the group of beetles were thinking about split into two populations that cannot reproduce with each other. When this happens, they can be called two independent species. We can extend a reason we have used above to explain such a speciation. Consider what would happen if bushes of betel feed on are spread widely over a mountainous region. એવું થાય કે એક જંગલના પહાડના ઉપર ઘણા બધા ટ્રીઝ છે અને આ ટ્રીઝની અંદર અમુક બીટલ્સ જે છે એ રહે છે. The beetles population become very large as a result, but individual beetle feed mostly on a few nearby bushes throughout their lifetime. They do not travel so far. So in this huge population of beetle, there would be subpopulation in neighborhood since male and female beetles have to meet for reproduction to happen. Most reproduction will be within subpopulation. Of course, occasional adventurous beetle might go from one side to the another, or beetle is picked by a crow from one side and dropped to the another side without being eaten. In either case, migrant beetle will reproduce with local population. This will result in gene of migration beetle entering to new population. This kind of gene flow is bound to happen between two populations that are partly but not completely separated. If, however, between two such subpopulation a large river comes into existence, two population will further isolated. The level of gene flow between them decreased even further. So beetles ની વાત કરીએ છીએ કે કોઈ એવી જીવાત છે એને એ બીજી જીવાત સાથે રિપ્રોડ્યુસ નથી કરી શકતી, કેમ કે એ એક જ ડાળની બે ત્રણ ડાળી ઉપરની જે બીટલ્સ હોય છે એની અંદર સબ પોપ્યુલેશન કન્સિડર કરવામાં આવે અને આવી રીતે રિપ્રોડ્યુસ થતી હોય છે. સો માઉન્ટેનના એક એન્ડથી લઈને બીજા એન્ડ સુધી બીટલ્સ જે છે એ ક્યારેય ટ્રાવેલ કરતી નથી. ઓકેશનલી એવું થાય કે એકાદ બીટલ જે છે એ એક્સિડન્ટલી ઝાડ કટ થયા અને એ બીજી બાજુએ જઈને એને રાખ્યા, એવી કાંઈ પણ એવી સિચ્યુએશન થઈ. એવું પણ પોસિબલ છે કે ક્રોએ એને મોઢામાં લીધી ખાવા માટે અને બીજી બાજુએ જઈને છોડી દીધી અને એના કારણે રિપ્રોડક્શન પોસિબલ બને. બટ આવી સિચ્યુએશન ક્યારે માઉન્ટેનિયસ રિજન છે ત્યારે એવું વિચારીએ કે બે ઝાડ પાસે છે ને આની અંદર બીટલની સબ પોપ્યુલેશન્સ છે. જો વચ્ચેથી એક નદી વહી જતી હોય ધેન આ ડિસ્ટન્સ જે છે એ કવર કરવું પ્રેક્ટિકલી બીટલ્સ માટે ઇમ્પોસિબલ છે. ધેરફોર આ બે અલગ અલગ સ્પીસીસ જે છે બે અલગ અલગ સબ પોપ્યુલેશન જે છે એ એકબીજા સાથે ક્યારેય રિપ્રોડ્યુસ કરશે નહીં, એન્ડ ધેન ઇટ ગીવ રાઇઝ ટુ speciation. So here we have discussed a factor which is called gene flow. Over generation, genetic drift will accumulate different change in each subpopulation. Also, natural selection may also operate differently in this different geographic location. Thus, for example, territory of one subpopulation crow are eliminated by eagle, but those does not happen on other population where crow numbers are very high. As a result, green variation will not be selected at first sight, while will be strongly selected at the second. So, ગ્રીન કલર સિલેક્ટ થવાનું રીઝન એ હતું કે ક્રો હતા એ બીટલ્સને ખાઈ જતા હતા. જો ગ્રીન કલરની બીટલ્સ હોય તો કાગડાને પાનની અંદર ગ્રીન કલરની બીટલ્સ જે છે એ દેખાય નહીં અને એને ખાઈ ન શકે. ધેરફોર એની પોપ્યુલેશન જે છે એ ઇન્ક્રીઝ થાય. જો કોઈ જગ્યાએ ક્રોસ જે છે એ ઈગલે બધા ક્રોઝને ખાઈ લીધા, ત્યાં ક્રોની પોપ્યુલેશન ઓછી છે, સો ઇન ધેટ કેસ રેડ બીટલ્સ કેન સર્વાઈવ. There can be number of ways in which this can happen. If the DNA changes are severe enough, such as change in number of chromosome, eventually the germ cell of two groups cannot fuse with each other, or new variation emerge which green females will not mate with red males, but only with the green males. This allows very strong natural selection for green nest. Now, if such a green female beetle meet a red male from other group, her behavior will ensure that there is no reproduction between them. Effectively, new species of beetle are being generated. So So till the time we have seen how there is a variation, or how there is a color selection that is done by natural selection, and how other factors are going to affect those. Evolution and classification. So classification we have already discussed in standard 9. What in chapter number 7, what we are used to discuss is that how two organisms are similar, and what are the one factor by which we can change. For example, if I want to classify as a living and non-living, so I will have certain things. Suppose I have animals and plant, both are living, then how can I differentiate these two? I will say plant are those who perform photosynthesis, and animals are one who do not perform photosynthesis. Now it is and now plants and animals are different, but in animals there is a reptiles, there is a other different kind of animals. How can I differentiate? I will say that the animal, or in the Animalia family, we can broadly classify them as a eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Next comes, so we can classify in this manner up to infinity. Okay, there would be a more and more precision, but there is a thing which is called characteristics. Characteristics is a detail of appearance of or the behavior in other words, a particular form or a particular function that we have 4 limbs is a characteristics. Plant can do photosynthesis, that is also a characteristics. So on the basis of this characteristics, we can classify individual species. The more characteristics of two species will have common, the more closely they are related, and more closely they are related, the more recently they have common ancestor. Example લઈ લો, તમે અને તમારા real brother છે. Okay, real brother that means તમારા મમ્મી પપ્પાના તમે એક સંતાન નથી, તમારા બીજા કોઈ brother અને sister છે. So the traits or characteristics of you and your real brother is much similar than you and your cousin brother or sister. So this is the example that since you and your brother has common ancestor, like just one generation back, that is your father and mother. When you are discussing about your cousin sister and all, then you have grandfather, that means you have 2 generations back there is a common ancestor. We can now appreciate that classification of species is in fact reflection of their evolutionary relationship. We can thus build up a small group of species with recent common ancestor, then supergroup of this group for more decent ancestor, and so on. On the theory, we can keep being backwards like these until we come to a notion of single species at the very beginning of evolutionary time. If that is the case, then at some point on history on earth, non-living material must have been given rise to life. There are many theories about this might have happened. It would be interesting to come up with theories of our own. So that means if we are generated by our parents, they are generated by our grandparents, then if we go on doing so, then we will end up maybe with a single cellular organism. But this single cellular organism then might be came from some non-living thing. So we can also do this kind of theory of our own, that how organisms are generated. Tracing evolutionary relationship. When we try to follow evolutionary relationship, How do we identify characteristics as a common? These characteristics in different organisms would be similar, but they are inherited from the common ancestor. As example, consider the fact that mammals have 4 limbs, as do birds, reptiles and amphibians. The basic structure of limb is similar, though it has been modified to perform different function in various vertebrates. Such a homologous characteristics help to identify evolutionary relationship between apparently different species. બે સ્પીસીસ કે જે દેખાવમાં અલગ છે, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ માણસ અને બર્ડ્સ, humans and birds, very different, but there is something like 4 limbs are there in birds also as well as in humans, and same goes with lizard and all reptiles. An evolutionary relationship between apparently different species. However, all similarities simply in organ shape are not necessary because of a common ancestor. So the best example is wings of a bird and wings of a bat, because they do not have common ancestor, but there is a similarity in appearance. What do you think about wings of birds and bat? For example, birds, bat have wings, but squirrel and lizard do not. So the bird and bats are more closely related to other than the squirrels or lizard. Before we jump to any conclusion, let us look at the wings of birds and bats more closely. When we do that, we find that the wings of bats are skin folded, stretched mainly between elongated fingers, but the wings of birds are featherly covered at all along the arm. The design of these two wings and their structure and components are thus very different. They look similar because they have common use for flying. So use is same, but their origin are not common. This makes them analogous characteristics rather than the homologous characteristic. It would now be interesting to think about whether bird arm and bat arm should be considered as a homologous or analogous. So bird and bat's arm are analogous, not a homologous organ. So that's all for now. Thank you.